Hey guys, it's Miss Clap. Today we're going to start talking about what is science. So our focus question for today is what is science in 8th grade? And you'll notice next to that it says right side. This means that in your interactive science notebook, you need to be recording these notes in the right side, which is my side. Science is a process of studying, testing, and experimenting on things in nature. This also goes in your right side. Science is a search for general laws about how the world works. So who can be a scientist? Anyone can be a scientist. So more specifically, let's talk about what is 8th grade science. So in 8th grade science, we're going to be talking about the earth. We're going to be talking about chemistry. We're going to be talking about the atmosphere, the layers of the earth, and we're going to be talking about physics. So in 8th grade science, we're going to talk about earth science or plate tectonics, climate, ocean currents. And then, like I said before, physics and chemistry. And we will review life science as you studied life science in 7th grade. So let's start by talking about what is the scientific method. So the first step to the scientific method, which is a process, is to make an observation. So we're going to make an observation. The second step would be to create a testable question. Create a testable question, and we're going to talk more about that this week. The third step would be to formulate a hypothesis. And then in the fourth step, we're going to test your hypothesis by experimenting. The next step would then be to analyze your data. And then from our data, we need to draw conclusions, which is step 6. And then from our conclusions, we can either accept or we can reject our hypothesis. So let's do an example. My observation is my tomato plant soil is always dry by the afternoon and I water them every morning. So from this, I need to create a testable question. And from this, I'm going to create, do my tomato plants need to be watered twice a day? My hypothesis would then be, if I water my tomato plants twice a day, then they will grow taller because their soil is drying out too fast. So after our hypothesis, we need to then test the hypothesis. I'm going to water one group of my plants twice a day and the other group of plants just once a day, and I'm going to take measurements every day for a month. And then analyze data. When we analyze data, we usually like to put it in a visual form. So a graph showing the data would be considered a visual form. Our next step would be to draw conclusions from the graph. So let's say that this graph said that the tomato plants that received water twice a day grew taller on average than the plants that were watered once a day. So we saw in our graph that the twice a day plants grew much taller than the once a day plants being watered. So from this, I can accept my hypothesis. The plants did grow taller when they received more water. So this is an example of all of the steps going through the scientific method. Once you're done recording your notes, and go back if you need to or pause where you need to, at a level 0 with a silent hand if you don't understand, complete the worksheet in the shared folder named What is Science Worksheet. When you are done with that, you may work on any extension work under the TED Talks area.